I'm doing a little video, okay? So, greetings. Give some of y'all a chance to come on in here. Anyone who wants to catch up and spend a little time with me this evening on this conversation about the attached heart. Not everyone will know what I'm talking about, but if you do, I hope that you can join me here. It's a very present and now experience of recognizing, reconciling, and renegotiating, repositioning self, right? Peace, dear. How are you? So good to see your face. So, the attached heart. Many of us in relationship, whatever the relationship is, create these heartstrings to people, places, and things, right? We create these heart connections, these energetic bonds. And at times, when those bonds or when those persons who you have an attachment to have different experiences, it can really let you know that you're human. And it can, for me, it let me know again that love is real, love is true, and I needed to breathe. And so when you breathe through the attached heart, it begins to teach. Because in your accepting and allowing, the only way that you can truly move into acceptance and allowing is to understand, is to learn what is it that this attached heart wants to teach us. And so receiving the lessons for me is a conversation around past things that may not have been let go of, from other experiences, other stories showed up in my heart, feelings around deserving and worth that had somehow or another become attached to that person, as opposed to something that just was and it was attached to myself, my own self, my own connection to the Most High, and who that allows me to know myself to be. You know, when we have these heart pains, these heart things, greetings, these heart things that show up, they can very much so send you spinning. And I was not looking to go spinning today. I did not expect to go spinning. I just asked a question about transparency. And so I began to hear the person's truth. And when you receive someone's truth, I'm one. If you give someone your truth, you then can't necessarily dictate how they respond or react to that truth. However, if you're the one who asks for that truth, you need to be able to handle that truth with as much maturity as you can, right? So in my handling, I would like for you to be transparent with me and receiving all of this stuff. It really led me into a conversation with my own heart. A conversation with my own heart. And as I began to talk and commune with my heart, as I said, other stories, past pains, all of these things started showing up. And I remembered breath. So, I'm still sorting through. But in the very real lived experience of acceptance without exception, right? How you are able to accept someone else's truth and not make them the bad person. To not yell and scream because of your pain on them. Even if you need to yell and scream. If you need to process through. And so as I process through, there's this leveling up inside of myself around, as I said, I'm still worthy. How about that? I'm still divine. I'm still like deeply, very much so the prize. And I don't have to give that power of authority to name the thing to that person. See, when I gave the authority to name me as the prize and me as the gift to that person, it's because I had not already claimed it myself. So this is like a deepening lesson in self-love that I'm experiencing with this attached heart. Because the more that I sit inside of the understanding of my own value, my own worth with myself, I'm like, breathing in, breathing out, and it's all good. Like it's just an honesty. This is just an honesty. What are you doing, little mama? Playing with the lamp?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is adjustable, and why not?
Well, why not? Because we don't want it to fall. Okay?
Yes, I'm just bored.
So thank you all for hearing this conversation on attachments and how easy they can show up. But should we choose to explore them, they can become great teachers. As I'm exploring this, and again, it is it's a claiming deep in my soul just how worthy I am, how divine I am, how beautiful I am, how much I absolutely am the prize for myself. I am that for me. It doesn't stop the desire to share it with someone, right? It doesn't stop the desire to have someone else witness that in an intimate space, in a romantic space. Looking at the child. It doesn't stop those desires. But those, again, I give thanks for those desires because it lets me know once again that I'm human. Hot-blooded, full-blooded woman, human. And so because that is still a desire, it allows me to understand then it's a trueness that I get to sit with. As I look at this attachment and I let it go. I let it go. And this is a deeper letting go than I've ever had before. I thought I let go before. But I think I let go and then held on still. Like, you let go up here, but in the shadows, you still hold on. So as I've gone underneath and recognized and reconciled, even in my belly, I can sense a releasing of something that needed to be let go of. Maybe that was expectation. How about that? How much of our realities and our relationships are corrupted and co-opted by expectation. The experience of meeting people right where they are, when we ask them for transparency and we meet them right where they are, we learn, we grow. And for me, it's right now a reconciling myself. Like, I'm glad I don't have to see this person or spend intimate time with this person right now because I'm able to process independently, or process with y'all. But process I am. And it's good to know when you I still think this person considers me to be, a special person, a prize. But as I said, I learned something from their fullness of their truth. I really do believe that deep within my bones, I am absolutely a monogamous being. I don't think that polyamory could ever really be my thing. I think that I will absolutely love, I love so many people. I do. However, there's just, I don't think that that's my thing. And I think people who are that way are able to claim more than one prize. And that's just not me. I think people who exist in that land are easy with that. So I'm really in this space of how, as I recognize myself as the prize, how do I treat myself as such? The prize for me, the enjoyment of me, the pleasure in me, that bringing that in. Greetings, it's so good to see you. And so thank you all for bearing witness to me in this conversation. I'm reading you all's words and I'm appreciating them. And as I lean into this lesson, there's something in there. There's something that wants to come out. It's almost like a little bit of a knot there. And it's good to know it's there because I can give birth to it, even though this person that I thought, because what happened was, when I recognized that this person was in the place that they're in, I felt a deeper loneliness. And that's the truth. I felt a deeper loneliness. And so finding ways to make peace with being alone and not trying to work it away or do anything away with it, just be with it. And so, yeah, that's a truth that I think I didn't need to skip over. And telling you all that in this process of this attached heart, they were my company in my heart, right? I could afford to daydream or imagine. Even when I said I wasn't, I was. Because if I wasn't daydreaming or imagining or holding on to the possibility, I don't know that their transparency would have impacted me the way that it did. So as to giving me a chance to pull it out, slide it out, pull that thing out and take a look at it, shake it out. Because as I heard them speak of their longing for this other person, this person, my friend, who had been my lover, when I understood that they'd expanded, that it just was different. And so it allows me to walk truthfully with myself. And it does require that I make peace with being alone and still be the prize. How about that? What happens when you can make peace with being alone and still be your own prize? I think this is a lesson for me. And I'm sharing it with y'all. How to be my own prize, my own worthwhile, my ownness, so that I can simply enjoy my moments with others and then release them. And then release them. I can't afford no cranes in the sky. I listened to that song a lot when it first hit, right? And I think that that's why I left the space for the possibility, even as we healed, it grew, hope grew, right? But acceptance did not grow as much as it needed to, huh? Hope grew. Acceptance of truth and who the person was did not. It's like, okay. So it's such a real journey around acceptance of the heart and allowing it to be my teacher and witnessing other places where I'd wanted to be chosen or I chose not to be chosen by them. And this is so much in the pettiness of heart to expand into a greater relationship with heart. A greater relationship with my own self, with my own heart. A greater relationship with my own self, with my own heart. A greater relationship with our own selves, with our own hearts. How about that? Feel like that is lightening my belly. That's lightening that energy there because I know we got a lot of living to do, yeah? I like to think so. So that way, the time comes that I may get to share. Once again, I get to expand in that. And expanding in it is a beautiful thing, right? I don't have to operate from a place of coming from less than to get my cup filled. It is absolutely my intention to fill up my own cup. It is absolutely my intention to fill up my own motherfucking cup. I want my cup brimming. I want my cup rich. I want my cup oozing with its own honey, with its own nectar, with its own sweetness of my own fulfillment. I want to have my own satisfying fulfillment within myself. And I know that's possible. I've done the work enough to witness it. Just now being asked to go in deeper, dive in deeper into self-fulfillment. And that is a practice. That is a walk. That is a way of being and showing up in the world. To be satisfied with your own. Satisfied with your own. So, in that way I can wrap my heart up with itself. It can release and just be. And then we can just share stories, right? I want to just share stories with my heart. I want to talk about random things, and I want my heart to be peace for the most part. And should there come a time where my heart which yearns to sing a song, my heart wants to do duets, yo. My heart wants to do duets. So should the time come where my heart has the opportunity to perform a duet with another, I can come from a place of fullness within self. And I'm not going to let that go. I'm going to hold on to it. In fact, I feel that in my back. I feel that coming up my back, like it's warming up my hips. I'm going to hold on to myself, yes. I feel that in my hips. I feel holding on to myself in my thighs. I feel holding on to myself in my arms. That way, I no longer have to make up stories to soothe a hurt heart, right? No, I won't have any untruths lurking underneath the ground that I just haven't pulled out and looked at. Because, see, that's where we get in trouble when we don't look at it. So I asked for transparency and I got to see. Whew. And I'm grateful for it. And I'm knowing that it could change. You know, it could change. People change all the time. No one is fixed. I mean, you know, all you got to do is witness the weather and recognize that the energy is constantly changing. So for me, who do I want to be? Who do I want to be in the midst of the change? Who do I want to be in my solid, dense state? If I'm going to have a dense state, I want to be someone who is rich within their own fulfillment, within their own soul's delight. And now I get to explore what that looks like. I need to see how I get to make my own heart sing. Any of y'all ever figured out how to make your own heart sing? I've done a little bit of that work in my Tantra studies. I'm getting ready to go deeper in 2 weeks. And not this week, next week. We go in deeper. So I will go in deeper in a full surrender. I want to feel my own heart sing. I want to feel the fulfillment that comes from relationship with Source. Nothing can fill me like that. So anything else will be just an expansion of, say. Anything else can be an expansion of. So thank you all for listening. I appreciate your reflections. I'm really appreciating what you had to say. I agree. Recognize today my patterns of feeling low self-esteem or the lack of attention to self through time. I didn't recognize my beauty or value of self. Self-awareness. Where were you? Confidence or lack of has been recognized and acknowledged. And I'm enriched within. Ooh. There's so much on the end. When we can go into the end, there's infinity in the end. While we know that there is an infinite amount of things outside of us, those things are not within our control to bring to us. But if we can find it on the end, we got a better chance of finding it on the out. How about that? Because we know what it is and we can vibrate it. We can vibrate it. We can align with the frequency of it. We can wear it as a fragrance. It becomes a call, a beacon, because we found it. So to be enriched within, I believe, is the gift of the detached heart. And some people won't know how to do that because it's so easy to be codependent in our world. It's so easy to believe that you gotta have somebody, and now I'm happy because I have someone, and now I'm sad because I don't have someone. And now I'm happy because I have someone, and now I'm sad because I don't have someone. And while those may be states of experience, like the rain and the sun, it doesn't stop the fact that peace can be the enrichment from within, the fulfillment from within, peace. That way, while the rain falls, I feel the rain falling. And we feel it. But it does not take away our peace. How do we do that? We learn the lessons that attachment had to bring us. That attachment has a message on it. For me, this most recent attachment is teaching me that I wasn't ready to be alone all the way. So I release and I let go. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit rule my life. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Anyway, a little Ricky Byers Bedwood. No more struggle, no more strife. In my faith I With my faith, I'll see the light. Yes, I'm free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Anyway, thank you all for journeying into this conversation with me on the attached heart and the gift of the detached heart. I'm going to let it on go. And it is my deepest pleasure that there will be someone who chooses it over and over and over again to walk with. However, I get to walk with me every day. And that is a gift. And I'm acknowledging it. So, peace and blessings to you all. Until the next time.